everyone, it's Amy. I hope you're having a great and wonderful day. Steve and I did start low carbing it on this past Monday. Today is Wednesday. Things are going pretty well. With the exception of a couple of slip-ups, I think we're doing pretty well. There's actually something really important that I would like to discuss today. May is Mental Health Month. It's not Mental Health Month is in May. It's actually called May is Mental Health Month. And it's something they've been doing since 1949 to promote awareness of mental illness. Good mental health isn't actually about not having an illness. It's about being able to cope with everyday life and being able to flourish. Recently, a couple of celebrities have come out and stated that they suffer from mental illness, and that would be Catherine Zeta-Jones and Demi Lovato, who both suffer from bipolar. Apparently, Demi Lovato has just recently been diagnosed, and Catherine Zeta-Jones has been suffering from this for quite some time. There is a stigma in this country for people who suffer from mental illness, and I think it's absolutely wonderful that the two of them have been so honest for what they're going through, because I know that they hope by putting themselves out there that people will feel more comfortable about discussing and being more honest about their own things that they have to deal with as far as mental illness is concerned. 1 in 4 adults actually suffer from a diagnosable and treatable mental illness. And I know you have to be wondering, what does this have to do with weight loss? When you're in a position where you have to lose a substantial amount of weight, it doesn't just go to sleep one night weighing 135 pounds and then you wake up the next morning weighing 235. So if you're trying to lose weight, and I'm not talking about 10, 20 pounds, I mean, if you have a substantial amount of weight to lose, you need to ask yourself, why am I eating? Are you an emotional eater? Is it something you use as a crutch, a way to cope with bad feelings that you're having? Are you a sugar addict who is in that cycle of eating something sugary? Your blood sugar swings up and comes crashing down, so you have to eat more to keep that swinging motion going, this horrible, horrible cycle so many people get into, which actually leads to diabetes. Are you eating from boredom? Do you eat a lot of fast food because you're busy, or maybe you don't know how to cook, or maybe you do cook, but you're eating a lot of packaged, pre-processed foods that really isn't any better for you. So that leads us to the question of, why has Amy eaten so much? What is it that caused me to get to the point where I have to lose like 100 pounds? I am 1 in 4. One of those adults who suffer from a diagnosable and treatable mental illness. A couple of years ago, I was diagnosed with having bipolar disorder, and the thing that I discovered is when I would get depressed, I would feed the depression. I don't know about other people, but when I would get really, really depressed, I would feel like there would be this black hole in the center of my chest, and I just felt so empty inside, and the only way that I knew how to cope, not even realizing what was going on, was to eat, because it would give me a sense of fullness. And so, of course, my body would digest the food, and I'd have to eat again. So I just kept eating and eating and eating. Plus, I was on the whole sugar cycle of eating sugary or super starchy foods, which would cause my blood sugar to swing up and then crash, swing up and crash. I know this is a very personal thing to share, but one of my goals is to destigmatize mental illness. there have been many people that I've opened up to, and in turn, they've actually ended up opening up to me. And I have heard the most amazing stories. People who suffer from clinical depression, bipolar, anxiety, people who've had suicidal thoughts. I've actually talked to a couple of people who have attempted suicide, people who have been hospitalized, people who are on medication to cope, and witnessing the secret shame that they carry in their heart because of the stigma that is associated with this. And they are so afraid that people are going to judge them, because in the end, people are going to judge them. If somebody has diabetes, heart disease, cancer, any other type of physical body illness, people get compassion. But the moment you start talking about mental illness, people clam up. And then so many want to just say, well, you need to be stronger. You just need to be stronger. And I wish that it was just a matter of being stronger. But the brain is an organ just like your heart, just like your liver, just like your pancreas. And there are times for certain people that 1 in 4, 25% of the adult population, where the chemical balance in the brain just isn't what it needs to be. Just like somebody whose pancreas doesn't make the amount of insulin that their body needs. And I want to show people that, somebody who suffers from mental illness they're not bad people. They're just somebody that needs help, or if they've gotten their help, they need support. I also want to tell people that if you are someone that is dealing with a lot of weight that you need to lose, if you're dealing with some type of mental illness, that there is no shame, that you do not need to be ashamed. You're not alone. There are people out there, there are so many people out there that are dealing with the same problems that you're dealing with. Maybe they're overweight, or maybe they have clinical depression or bipolar or schizophrenia or anxiety. I actually know people who cannot pick up a phone and call someone because the anxiety just gets the better of them. And it's easy to say, well, can't you just pick up a phone? Well, if you're not dealing with that type of anxiety, it's really hard to put yourself in that person's shoes. I hope that there is at least one person that I can reach out to and let them know that they're not alone, or to help somebody else realize that they need to be more compassionate and supportive to people who are dealing with these problems. I also hope that this will help some of you open up to others and be forthright with the problems that you are going through. If you want to start off slowly, if you would like to send me an email or maybe a video response telling me what you're going through, I would love to hear from you. I would love to hear your stories. The more we share and the more we give of ourselves, the more that people are going to see that there isn't anything to be afraid of. There isn't anything to be uncomfortable with. So I hope that you are all having a great day, and God bless to you all.